For the past 7 months, I've been working on this house. It was already kind of finished in a way. The structure was there, but it was unlivable and has been unlivable and unlived in for the past 15 plus years. So I wanted to go through how I've been redoing this and adding on to it to document the process, because it's been really difficult for me to find information online on how to do this, and maybe someone will gain some insight on how to work on this kind of octagon building and maybe pick something up and be a little bit faster and easier to get their project done than what I've had to deal with. So one of the first things I had to build on this was a set of stairs. They are by no means great. I meant them to be temporary because eventually I'm going to knock them down and make a better set, but I needed some way to get upstairs. When I first got to this abandoned house, there was no stairs. Years ago they existed when I was a kid, and they were torn down 20 years ago or more, and to get upstairs you had to climb a ladder that was on the backside, and that gets a little tedious, and also when you have tools in your hand it's just terrible. So we built these stairs just in the interim. I put bolts into the concrete to suspend it up and just did a kind of a halfway job on them. Again, they're just temporary. They don't look good. They don't work good. Well, they work kind of sort of good. I get up and downstairs. But we'll go to the next thing. The structure has this concrete pad on covering the first floor around the outside perimeter. And unfortunately, it was a good idea. It looks cool, but water would come off the roof, hit the concrete pad, and head back towards the house and rotted out everything below. Everything it touched, everything water touched, because it's been sitting abandoned for 15 years now, so it's just not looking great. So I have to get the water damage fixed, and I have to stop what's causing it. So I decided to build a wraparound porch roof. So to accommodate that, I went and put up these 6x6 beams. And again, I'm not a carpenter. I don't really know the proper way to do things. I'm just going off of what I thought would work. And research has shown me that instead of putting 6x6s horizontally stretching over, I should have used 2x10s, 2x8s paired together, bolted together. They're stronger that way, because everyone says that these will bow over time. I don't know. We'll see. No idea. But went ahead and put these up, and that was fun. They're bolted into the ground, and then through bolts are on that. So you can see the existing roof has rafters every so many feet, about 2 feet. This is my hip. I put these T-brackets to keep the wood from twisting. I've actually had some of these 6x6s twist from, I guess they were still wet. And I put hurricane straps on. I'm not done. I got more to go. The common rafters I put up long ago, you actually see the color's different. They've been in the weather longer. But that is one of the jacks and another jack above it. And that's why there's no hurricane strap, because I just figured out how to do those. More of the jacks. You can see where I cut a bird's mouth and did a terrible job. But no one to blame but myself. And you can see where the water damage from, it rained yesterday and it was pretty saddening to sit there and see the water pool up, come over here and just eat away at all the wood. All right. And we're back where we started. So setting these in the ground was its own bit of fun. We didn't realize till almost near the last one, that if you squeeze these two together and then put the bolt through, it's a lot easier. A lot of my projects around here, I've realized, I master them right near the very end, so it doesn't quite matter. And this, I can hear him somewhere. Where's he at? There it is. These guys love attacking me as I'm up on the ladder. Don't appreciate that too much. We're gonna leave him alone. All right. So this will be the front door. Rotted out. Kitchen. Pantry. That's where that went. raining today. Can't really do much on the roof. So we're going to work about trying to get some of the stuff in the dumpster. Some of the stuff from down here into the dumpster. And the power's out as well. I live in an area where as soon as there's a little bit of wind, the power gets knocked out. It's muggy as mess out today and no power. So I will be looking heavily into off-grid options for this house to see how I can keep the power going during frequent power outages. There was a generator that came with the house. It was bought for the Y2K debacle. They thought that everything would keel over whenever the year 2000 hit. But that generator's been sitting for 26 years now, not running. It has almost no hours on it, but that's for another video to work on that. So you'll see this video is kind of dark. I'll try my best to see what we can do to keep that from being a problem. All right. All right, old doors. A lot of hollow core doors. Don't really care to put a lot of time and effort into them. A lot of these doors are from old job sites that were collected over the years. I could repurpose them for interior doors for the bedrooms down here, but I don't know if that's the route I want to go. Trying to go for a certain look, and I just don't know if that's going to be what I'm wanting. Exterior doors are normally not hollow. This one's heavy. I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not to repurpose these. Let's see. That one's got a deadbolt on it. Let's see what this one is. I'd also like all the doors to be the same. It look kind of ghetto down here to sit there and have everything be different. So this is the issue I'm having with the water damage. I even had me a little plant. Got my garden growing already. Ooh. Let's see. But you can see what's above us, metal. And even it's starting to rust. So yeah, really need to fix this. I'm having a metal building built about 300 yards, well, no, 300 feet, give or take, down the hill to hopefully, it's gonna be a 30 by 40, and I'm gonna try to get a lot of this stuff in there to clean this place up, finish it, and then pull it back, whatever I don't need. Pretty much just a mass exodus of stuff. I have the same symptom that my father has, and I find it really hard just to throw things away. I think they can be repurposed, and I hate having to buy something that I could have repurposed. Trying to save money. But on the same breath, I'm talking about throwing these doors away that I could potentially use, but I just don't like the way they look. And this is going to be my forever home, and I would like it to be my idea of what it should be. A lot of people have said just do something in the interim to get done, because I'm on a bit of a time constraint, but it's just hard for me to do work knowing I'm just going to tear it down soon anyways. I hope to have a car lift one day. That's my goal. I've always wanted a car lift. Living out here, we've always worked in the dirt, and anyone who's done that knows that as soon as you take apart a carburetor, one of the springs flies off into the dirt, it's gone. Go ahead and call it a night. So I wanted to work in the shop. So originally I wanted a 20 by 40, something a little smaller, but with the way that life is turning out, it'd be nicer to have a little more room. I'd like the back area to be a workshop. It's going to be 14 feet high, and it's supposed to be building it here in a couple weeks. We'll see how it goes. But the biggest issue around here is going to be water runoff. So I still have to pour ramps for the cars to get in and out, and that's down the road. Right now, what I'm trying to accomplish is to have a place to store all of the stuff from the Octagon in here, and also at the same time store all the stuff from my previous home so I could start worrying about selling it to have capital to work on this. So here is the pad for the eventual shop. I still have to run power to it. See how that goes with the power company. They don't give you a good idea of how much it's going to cost. They just say they have to send someone out. Well, I asked on the phone, do you guys have a rough estimate? Do you have a policy of how much it is per foot? They said no, we'll just send someone out and they'll let you know. I was like, that's a little ominous. We'll see how that goes. But it's about 300 or so feet from there up the hill to the Octagon. A lot of trees came down during Hurricane Helene. Yeah. So this is the side of the Octagon that you see when you first pull in. I've completed all the hips, and currently what now I'm working on right now is completing the commons and the jack rafters for each section. So I've already done 2 sections, 6 more to go. My biggest issue so far is learning how to actually frame a roof and combating gross incompetence. The height from the ground to the second floor is about 9 foot 8 inches. Enough to really hurt you if you fall, so I wanted to put up something to protect the kids. So my dad, who was more worried about it than I was, made these railings himself. by hand. He made them out of rebar and 4x4s. He would go down to the metal yard, buy a 20-foot section, and sit there with his battery reciprocating saw and cut them down to a size he could put into the pickup truck and take home. I really appreciate you, Dad. Thank you so much. That was really cool. The thing that's been taking me over 4 months to finish, this porch edition, is the fact that, besides I don't know what I'm doing, is I needed to make something that would hold the weight of those really long, 20-foot long rafters. And back in January, even before, I had some roofers come out, framers, and take a look at it and give me an idea of what it would cost to work on this. And they gave me super high numbers and told me that the way they would do it is to take the 20-foot rafters and just shoot them across to the existing roof and just plug it in. Well, I was like, what about all the, that's a long expanse. What about, it dipping over time? And they're like, no, it won't happen. I was like, okay, well, I didn't hire none of them because the expense was very high and I have a very fixed budget. And I also wanted to have the knowledge of working on stuff myself. It'd be kind of cool to sit there and just think, man, I did this. I probably won't be putting on the roof, but I will be doing the framing. It's getting rather hot right now, and time is not on my side anymore. It would be really cool to actually start working on this house, because a lot of it you can't do until there's actually a roof. I have water constantly coming in, and it needs to stop. But everyone gives me guff about trying to do it myself, but it is what it is. Luckily, my friend Bruce and my father come over and they help me sling boards up. I'm the only person that gets on the roof, thankfully. They're in their 70s, they don't need to be up there. But I like the ring beam as well. The ring beam is the 2x4s that are every 2 feet and plugged into the existing roof. There's a 2x4s vertically, and then horizontally is 2x6 going all the way across. That was its own fun in itself, trying to put all that together. It just takes time. I had to go and actually tear down one section before I went to the second section, because I did not measure. I measured them all that they were straight up and down, but I did not account for leaning in and out. And I had to tear it all down and start over. I had to put shims underneath. Apparently the existing roof is slightly canted outwards. It is what it is. Excellent design originally. It's just this, I'm doing this and it wasn't supposed to have this, so it's just a learning curve. Everything's a learning curve. So the hips were next. I did all 8 hips, and I took a mason line and went from hip to hip up the same amount, same distance all the way around, and tied a mason line around and got my string level, and they are all perfectly level. Great, that's a huge accomplishment. So I'm doing something kind of right. So next I'm doing the common rafters and the jack rafters, and it just takes a lot of time. A lot of times I don't get up here till 10 because I have to drop the kids off and it's a whole bunch of other stuff. So recently it's gotten so hot that I made a board, went up there, sat it down, went down, got a drink, made a board, went back up there, and I made the same board twice. And each board is like $22. I was like, dang, just stuff like that. I'm just getting too hot. I work in a place that's really hot all the time, but not like this. Up on that roof, hey, if you're a framer or a roofer, my hat's off to you. What a hard job. It's a lot of skill too. They do it like that. Now, the other side to this is that the roof I'm working on is not normal. How many Octagon houses do you see? So all the cuts are funny. And also so this is not only this is a radial roof. So all the rafters are coming out, they're fingered out, so they're all going at a slightly different angle than a traditional roof. So it's it's been a real big learning curve. I'm hoping I'm doing it right. I'm hoping that when I have the roofers come out and they have to put up plywood, that they don't look at me and go, this is impossible, can't be done. I know there's going to be a lot of waste. That was one of the biggest things I read about Octagon roofs or Octagon homes. The reason they're not big, they're real popular, is because of the amount of waste they produce. A lot of weird corners. I'm on 16 centers up on the roof, and they spread out to 2-foot centers down where the 6x6s are. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea how this is going to pan out. We'll see. We'll keep you updated on that. So just keep watching. I'm going to start recording my progress. Every time I come out here, I'm going to set my camera up and just record myself doing a little bit, and try to edit it down to a more manageable, viewable video, because I know some of this is repetitive and boring.